A lot to get to, so let's start with the headlines from the past few hours. CMS will hold an emergency board meeting tomorrow afternoon. This after the governor announced guidance today about schools in the fall, recommending a mix of in-person and online class. We'll break that announcement down in just a moment. The governor also announcing that the state will stay in phase 2 for an additional 3 weeks because of concerning COVID-19 numbers. That means places like bars and gyms will have to wait even longer to open. And starting tomorrow, East Carolina University will pause all athletics after 27 players and coaches tested positive. No word on what sports were impacted or when athletics can resume. Well, parents have a lot to figure out between now and when school starts in a month. Today, the governor announcing his recommendation, which is what the state calls Plan B. It's a hybrid approach.
The most important opening is that of our classroom doors. Now, we want to be done with this pandemic, but it's not done with us.
The governor's guidance comes with requirements, including face coverings for all students K through 12, teachers and staff, limiting capacities on social distancing and making that possible, and daily temperature checks and frequent hand washing. Our Joe Bruno is live tonight. And Joe, parents have been waiting on this announcement. You spoke with several families and got their thoughts about this.
I think there's a little bit of relief now that we know what the plans exactly are, but there's a lot that's going to have to be figured out over the next 30 days. I went all across the area, talked to parents in different neighborhoods tonight, as well as some students, and some students are questioning whether some of these rules will be followed. Out in West Charlotte, Rosalia White is ready for 4th grade.
I'm excited because I get to see my friends and I don't have to stay in a house.
She'll get to see her friends in person this fall after Governor Roy Cooper announced schools will have a mix of in-person and remote learning. For districts that don't want any people back in the classroom, they can opt for online only.
It's a measured, balanced approach that will allow children to attend but provide important safety protocols. As a part of this plan, we want local school districts to provide for remote learning options.
The half and half approach is fine with Damon Davis.
It's a balance. You know, we want to make sure our kids are safe, but we also want to make sure they have proper education.
We caught up with Davis during a Target run in Steel Creek. He says his 4th grade son is itching to get back.
Being away from the classroom, I know my kids, they're really excited to get back to school.
In order to make in-person school possible, masks and social distancing will be mandated. In Matthews, that's okay with this little kindergartner. Do you think you can wear a mask all day in class?
I think so.
But her mom isn't so sure everyone will listen.
We need effort from parents also to teach them.
Clara Biocco says she is nervous about sending her daughter to school during this pandemic.
My biggest concern is to catch the COVID-19. That's it right there, because you don't know how you react to your body. That's the thing. You don't know if you're going to survive or not.
Biocco and other parents will have to figure out how to juggle in-person and remote learning. But if you ask kids what they prefer, the answer is pretty clear. Raise your hand if you would rather go back to school rather than do online learning. So none of you want online learning.
It's hard to understand what they're trying to say because it's online. I like visual learning, seeing the teacher write on the board.
Raise your hand if you think everybody will wear a mask in class. Only one person.
They probably just don't want to.
Do you think you'll be able to stay 6 feet apart?
No. My friends never want to stay 6 feet. They always like to hug each other. The thing between my friends, my group friends, nothing can break us apart. So we're not gonna stay 6 feet away.
I love it. Candid feedback from those students and from the parents out there. But Joe, you also heard from teachers.
Yeah, the North Carolina Association of Educators sent us a statement today. It says in part, Erica, that they miss their students and they want to be back in school buildings, but they must do so safely. To do that, they'll need a lot of resources. So they are calling on the General Assembly to make sure they provide the funds in order to make that happen. Erica.
Okay, Joe, thank you. Well, the governor did not lay out specifics on exactly how Plan B will work. A lot will be left up to each district to decide what's best for them. Tonight, Union County leaders met to discuss. They explored whether elementary school children will be able to wear masks for an entire day, along with how to get kids to access to 5G hotspots and making sure they have all the equipment they need. In Lincoln County, the school board proposed putting students into 4 groups. Group A would go on Monday, Group B on Tuesday, Group C would go in person on Thursday, and Group D on Friday. But that would only be for the first 2 weeks. After that, Groups A and B would combine on Monday and Tuesday, while C and D would combine for Thursday, Friday. Wednesday would be left for remote planning or personalized learning. And tomorrow, we should get a better idea of what school will look like this fall in South Carolina. Governor Henry McMaster will make an announcement tomorrow morning. Now, we know many of you still have a lot of questions. We put together a list with everything we know. You can find it on our app.